Hi, welcome to Learn English and Practice with Marie. Today we're going to do Advanced Vocabulary Builder, lesson number 116. We'll go through 10 advanced words and talk about their definitions, parts of speech, and a couple of examples for each. We'll finish with a story so we can hear the words in context, and then do a really quick review at the end. This is a series, so please subscribe if you'd like to see more like this. First, I'll read the words. Tome, Fraught, Innate, Penchant, Incisive, Somnolent, Naive, Sublime, Exorable, Archetypal. First, tome. This means a book, especially a large, heavy, or scholarly one, as a noun. So a tome is a really hefty, large, typically kind of important book. I've had the privilege of getting a chance to visit archives, and I've seen huge works that are very historically important, like books that were scribed by monks, and definitely a tome would be a word used to describe something with historical importance. Or it could just be a very dramatic word choice to use if you're describing a really large book. When I was in college, for example, sometimes the books that we would have for a class would be 400 plus pages long, and I would say, oh, this tome, I have to haul it around my room. So that could be kind of a more sarcastic or dramatic use. Examples are, she borrowed a dusty old tome from the library to research her family's history. The scholar spent years compiling a comprehensive tome on ancient civilizations. Fraught. This means when referring to a situation or course of action filled with or likely to result in something undesirable, as an adjective, or causing or affected by anxiety or stress, as an adjective. So to be fraught is to be very stressed and concerned. It's a very negative sort of word. So one situation I remember being fraught with kind of anxiety and impending doom was when I was a teaching assistant. One of the other teaching assistants was in charge of printing out the exams for a lecture hall that had about 150 students in it. And it was about 15 minutes before the exam, and the exam pages were still printing. And it didn't look like many of them had printed so far. And I was like, this isn't good. Definitely a situation that was fraught with problems. So lo and behold, we get to the exam. The exams haven't finished printing yet. The professor is distressed. The students are freaking out, and that poor teaching assistant is running with papers in her hands late after the exam started. Examples are, the negotiation was fraught with tension as neither side wanted to compromise. Moving to a new city can be fraught with challenges and uncertainties. Innate. This means inborn, natural, as an adjective, originating in the mind, as an adjective. So saying something is innate means that someone was really born with it. It wasn't something they learned. It was something that just kind of happened for them. And a lot of times when young people display like these extra special abilities, we consider them to be innate. Like a small child who can dance before they can really walk, that is an innate ability. Examples are, her ability to solve puzzles seemed almost innate, as if she was born with it. Despite her lack of experience, she had an innate sense of leadership. Penchant. This means a strong or habitual liking for something or tendency to do something, as a noun. So a penchant for something is just this tendency. I, for example, have a penchant for listening to background music when I'm working. So I'll have music kind of playing throughout the day, gentle background music. So I have a penchant for sort of that steady background. Examples are her penchant for brightly colored clothes always made her stand out in a crowd. She displayed a penchant for solving riddles, often outsmarting her friends. Incisive. This means of a person or mental process intelligently analytical and clear thinking as an adjective. Of an account, accurate and sharply focused as an adjective. So to be incisive is to be clear, is to be very direct and well-spoken, and to definitely be projecting intelligence and precision. I know I've had professors before who have been very incisive, and that's my absolute favorite type of person to learn from. Someone who is clear and well-spoken. Examples are the lawyer's incisive arguments quickly dismantled the opposition's case. Her incisive wit made every conversation with her both amusing and enlightening. Somnolent. This means sleepy, drowsy, as an adjective, causing or suggestive of drowsiness as an adjective. So something that's somnolent is going to promote sleepiness. I know when I'm driving a car at night, I want to listen to upbeat music so that I stay awake and alert. If I'm listening to classical music or slow or instrumental music, I'm going to find that music to be somnolent. It's going to make me feel very sleepy. Examples are his somnolent voice during the lecture made it hard for the students to stay awake. After the big meal, he felt somnolent and decided to take a nap. Naive. This means marked by unaffected simplicity as an adjective, deficient in worldly wisdom or informed judgment, credulous as an adjective, not previously subjected to experimentation or a particular experimental situation as an adjective, self-taught, primitive as an adjective. So you can see there are many meanings here, but in essence, this word naive tends to mean inexperienced and not particularly knowledgeable. I know young people are often considered naive when they haven't been exposed to a lot of the complexities of the world. When I was a first-time driver, for example, there was a lot I didn't understand. And I was pretty naive about the importance of vehicular maintenance. So there came a point when I neglected to get an oil change for a very long time, and that ended up being a really costly mistake. It was very naive of me, but I know better now. Examples are, it was naive of her to believe the salesman's promises without any skepticism. The child's naive questions about the world were both innocent and profound. Sublime. This means of such excellence, grandeur, or beauty as to inspire great admiration or awe as an adjective, used to denote the extreme or unparalleled nature of a person's attitude or behavior as an adjective. And there are additional chemistry meanings as a verb. So something that's sublime is just fantastic. It's amazing. I might be eating a chocolate dessert, for example, like a mousse, and say, oh, this mousse is simply sublime. And that would be a really appropriate use of the word. Examples are, the view from the mountaintop was sublime, taking everyone's breath away. The artist captured the sublime beauty of nature in her painting. Exorable. This means extremely bad or unpleasant as an adjective. So something that's exorable is just terrible. It's like very obviously bad. I remember one time I went out to a brewery to enjoy a drink and some live music, and the band was atrocious. It was very clear that they hadn't practiced, they didn't know any of the songs, and they were so out of pitch with their voices. They were so bad that they were laughing at themselves. They tried to sing Bohemian Rhapsody, and if you know that song, go ahead and look it up. It is long, and it is difficult, and it is complicated, and they laughed the whole way through because their performance was so exorable, it ended up being funny. Examples are, The food was so execrable that even the chef apologized to the customers. The movie received execrable reviews from critics due to its poor acting and plot. Archetypal. This is very typical of a certain kind of person or thing as an adjective, recurrent as a symbol or motif in literature, art, or mythology as an adjective, relating to or denoting an original that has been imitated as an adjective. So something that's archetypal is the very typical version of that thing. Think about the archetypal course that a person's life typically will follow. There are these rites of passage that tend to be present in a lot of cultures, like dating for the first time, marriage, children, things of that nature. That's a very archetypal experience. Not everyone's life follows that course, but that is what is typical. Examples are the hero's journey followed an archetypal pattern of struggle, growth, and triumph. The story features an archetypal villain with a dark past and a thirst for power. So let's read through a story for some extra practice. Aiden had always been naive about the world beyond his small town, but his penchant for adventure was undeniable. One day, while wandering through the dusty library, he discovered a worn tome in the corner. Its pages were yellowed and fraught with cryptic symbols, but he felt an innate pull to uncover its secrets. The book told of an archetypal hero who sought a sublime treasure hidden in the Valley of Echoes. Determined to follow in the hero's footsteps, Aiden packed his things and set out on the journey. The path was challenging, and his naive expectations soon clashed with harsh realities. The forest seemed peaceful, almost somnolent, but danger lurked behind every shadow. As Aiden ventured deeper, he encountered a guide, an old woman whose wisdom was as sharp as an incisive blade. She warned him of the exorable deeds of those who came before him, each corrupted by their greed for the treasure. Still, Aiden pressed on, believing his heart was pure. In the end, the treasure was not gold or jewels, but rather the realization that the journey itself was the reward. Aiden returned home with a new understanding of the world and a story that would rival even the ancient tome that had inspired him. So, let's review the words, and I'll spell as we go. Tome, T-O-M-E, is a book, especially one that's large, heavy, or scholarly. Fraught, F-R-A-U-G-H-T, is filled with or likely to result in something undesirable or causing or affected by anxiety. Innate, I-N-N-A-T-E, is inborn, natural, or originating in the mind. Penchant, P-E-N-C-H-A-N-T, is a habitual liking for something or a tendency to do something. Incisive, I-N-C-I-S-I-V-E, is intelligently analytical, clear thinking, or sharply focused. Somnolent, S-O-M-N-O-L-E-N-T, is sleepy, drowsy, or suggestive of drowsiness. Naive, N-A-I-V-E, is marked by simplicity or inexperience, lacking wisdom. Sublime, S-U-B-L-I-M-E, is something that's excellent, grand, beautiful, and inspiring admiration, or just really, really great. Exorable, E-X-E-C-R-A-B-L-E, is extremely bad or unpleasant. Archetypal, A-R-C-H-E-T-Y-P-A-L, is something very typical of a certain kind of person or thing, or it can be a symbol that has to do with motif in literature. Again, those words are Tome, Fraught, Innate, Penchant, Incisive, Somnolent, Naive, Sublime, Exorable, Archetypal. Great job today. There are other videos like this on this channel, and more are coming soon. I'll put playlists and videos right here, and I'd love to see you practice in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!